Hey YouTube, and welcome back to another one of my videos. So today I have quite an interesting video for you guys. I'm going to be talking about my very first iPhone, which was this. It was the iPhone 4S. This isn't something I bought off eBay. This is my original iPhone. It is something that I've just kept. It's in the box. I mean, the reason why I did actually keep it in this condition was because the phone meant a lot to me, and it has a very tragic story behind it about how the phone actually met its demise. So let's open this up. It's like an unboxing video, but there it is. It's still on silent, which is funny because I always keep my phones on silent. I actually packaged it the way Apple had it packaged too, so we've got the thing, we've got the Apple in California thing, so we've got the fingertips guide still in here, and we've got the important information. Okay, so in here we've got the cable. No, this isn't even the original cable, it's like a Poundland copy, and it is like stuck. It probably doesn't even work now. We also have all the receipts. Yep. Every receipt, but we also have a little letter, and this is what I want to read out. So my very first iPhone had a very interesting backstory, so let's delve into this, shall we? It says on the sheet, iPhone 4S owned since the 10th of October 2012. So I got this iPhone, this little guy, I got this phone for my 13th birthday. Now I felt really cool getting the iPhone because I was the first person in my class to have an iPhone when everybody else was in this big BlackBerry craze. Do you remember that 2012, 13, 14 BlackBerry craze? I didn't have a BlackBerry, I never owned a BlackBerry. I wanted an iPhone. From a young age I had an interest in technology, and I remember one of my very first idols was Steve Jobs himself, so I wanted an iPhone. Naturally I wanted one, and I got this one. So I wrote here in this little piece of paper, the phone worked amazingly, and it was the best phone I've ever owned. It was my first iPhone, and it was my very first iPhone. The phone sadly no longer works, which is true. It's dead completely. You can't even turn it on. It doesn't charge or anything. I dropped it during the Halloween holidays of 2015. I'm on my Halloween holidays currently, so it'll be about 3 years ago, and the whole front screen smashed. People know me in my house as like the person who really looks after their technology. So my laptop is spick and span. My phone, there's like hardly any scratches on it. I hardly ever drop it. I'm really careful with technology. I look after things really well. How I dropped this phone was actually because of my dog. She was like pulling at something in the living room, or she was doing something that she shouldn't have been doing. And usually when I'm mad at my dog, as you'd probably know from watching my YouTube videos, I hand gesture a lot, and I'm self-conscious about it. I use hand gestures a lot. I'm like this constantly, even in real life. I use hand gestures all the time. She was pulling something and I went, Tama! But I was holding my phone and I went, Tama! And the phone just slipped out of my hand because, keep in mind, the 4S's were glass, you know. I think I had a case on it. I'm pretty sure I had like a pink case that was around the side of it. I'd done that and the phone just fell like face first, and just the whole front screen shattered. Like, I mean the whole thing. This whole thing was just glass. Of course then I looked about my local area to try and get somebody to fix this phone. I live in a very small town, so there was nobody actually in my town that would actually fix something like this, so I had to go to the next town over, and we found somebody in there. I called him and all there, and we sorted out a day to meet, and I went to his house. Turns out the address that I had was actually his mum's house, so then his mum had to phone him, and then we had to drive to his new house. It was very awkward, I was embarrassed, and I handed him over my phone. So my mum went to collect the phone after his phone says, listen, the phone's repaired or whatever, and he started asking my mum questions about the phone. Now this is where it gets sketchy. Nothing against the repairs dude. It was actually something against O2, the place where I bought this phone. But he started quizzing my mum about the phone. He says, you know, when your daughter bought the phone, was the volume button always broken? And mum went, yeah, because the first day I had the phone, see these two buttons here? You have the volume up, the volume down. The volume down button on my phone, when I got it, was like jammed in, like it didn't work. And I just thought, oh, it's just a defect, and I didn't really look about it. I was so excited to have an iPhone that I didn't care, where I should have. He said that when he was opening the phone, he says there was screws missing, and he says the glue on that button, he says there was like too much glue and that's why it didn't work. And he says, I think when she bought that phone it was reconditioned, which is crazy. So it turns out the phone that I was sold as new, like for my birthday, was actually a reconditioned phone. So they'll sell like the older version of the iPhone as reconditioned, and I happened to get one of those units, which was this bad boy here. Did I love this phone? Yes. I always said that if my 4S hadn't have broke, I would still be using my 4S to this day. I flippin' love this phone. Yes, it's super old, but it's super adorable though, isn't it? So that's basically, it was reconditioned, which is kind of crazy because I was like, my mum paid for me to buy a new iPhone and I got a reconditioned one, and I was told that it was new. Like, that's just, ugh. O2, you sneaky little So then it says in this card, yeah, it says, I got it repaired and I found out my phone was reconditioned. Screws were missing and volume buttons didn't work. And then this is the sad bit. When I got the phone back, it didn't charge. It won't connect to the computer either, so I lost my voice memos, pictures and videos. The phone was last updated to iOS 9 0.1 and it is still currently jailbroken. This note was written, because I put the date, the 10th of November 2015. I did lose some photos and I did lose some data, but the saddest thing about this is when I got the phone back, it did turn on, but it was very, very laggy. It didn't like the new screen. He did say to my mum, he says, listen, this repair usually costs about £50. I'm going to take £30 off you because I don't know if this phone will turn on again. He says, I took a few photos with it and he said it was super laggy and he said it wasn't really responding well to anything. They don't know what O2 done with it to recondition it. It was put together very, very badly again, and he says I'm not sure what I did fixed it or made it worse or whatever. You can imagine, you know, for somebody who had this phone for so long in such good condition and for it to be their first iPhone and something that meant like so much to them in a way, or to get it back from a repair and it to never turn on again, it was sad. I went back to my first phone then, which was like a Samsung. If you know me well, you know I have a deep-rooted hatred for Samsung. For some reason I just flipping hate them. That year I got my iPhone 6S and that's the phone I've had currently, so I smashed this one and then for Christmas I bought myself the 6S. I also wrote on here obviously that the iPhone was still jailbroken, and the reason why I say that is I think that's part of the reason as to why it didn't turn on. I should have, before I sent my phone for the repair, unjailbroke it, but the thing was jailbroken. I did jailbreak my iPhone 4S, not because of like fuck you Apple or any of those stupid things that other people jailbreak for. I actually jailbroke my phone to get functionality from it, to get more functionality, because obviously like I think iOS 10 was the last available update for the little 4S. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe 9 was the last available update for these. I didn't like put a ton of stuff on it because I knew it was an old phone, but you know, that's why I jailbroke it, just to get some functionality out of it that I couldn't get because of how old my phone was, because Apple wouldn't support it or whatever. Yeah, you know, I was losing out on a lot of features. I needed a new phone, pretty much. Please, 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 when you're buying a new phone, be wary of the company that you're buying it from. Look at their track record and really, like, if you get a phone and there's something wrong with it out of the box, return it soon as. Please, please be careful when you are buying something like this, especially when it's you know, a phone. They're a lot of money, they're expensive, and you want something that's going to last you for a long time, because I'm pretty sure if this phone wasn't reconditioned or jailbroken, it probably would have survived the screen repair. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video where I talked about the story of my iPhone 4S. If you did enjoy it, please give a big thumbs up and also subscribe with some love, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video.